Okay, this is a quite a good example as well, because this is where you get the sell signal. This is, yeah, this would be Saturday morning at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sunday.
So,
No,
sorry,
Friday.
Friday morning.
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, and we get the sell signal. Now, the sell signal comes quite early. Maybe somebody would want to enter shorts here with the stop loss on up here, to go and test this low, right?
Yeah,
But that happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, so you're not going to
yeah.
be up for them. Sorry, and then this happens at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, some of the rules I've written for this system is that a Friday after the 10 o'clock candle is closed, there's a, you don't really want to get into a position then because there's only a few candles left until the weekend. So
Yeah.
this is the reason why I didn't enter this signal earlier. Now you have to consider this low now. I mean, you don't, for reasons we just talked about on the previous pair, the Aussie yen. Um, there's not really that much room, so I wanted to wait for this low to be cleared, and of course I enter there. Um, Now, fair enough, the entry is okay. The signals is getting late, but the stop was up here, um, for me. But we changed signals to a buy, so I'm just putting it up here now, and I'll flip the position if we break this level. So my question to you was that once you should have entered here on a signal, what do you do when it comes down here? The signal's quite late, right? And I
Yeah.
mean, you're already entering. Sorry, let me draw this a bit better. You're already entering like 200 points below where you actually should have. Is this one you should just like leave and then wait for the market to play out and hopefully it starts to range and then you enter again? Or do you just follow the signals? You know, it's a sell signal. If it breaks that low, it could go down even further, and it was the right thing to do.
Well, that's a very good question. First of all, well done in following your rules and sticking to them. The rule of not being open overnight, and especially on sorry, not being open on weekends, I think it's a very prudent one in this situation, this market.
Yeah,
So that's fine. So what happened next is that, yes, definitely, if you look at the system, the signals of the system, you will see that historically, the more you wait to take them, the less accurate they are.
yeah,
And so my unwritten rule, if you want, is that if a signal has been there for quite a long time, it's a little bit too late, and the probability of being right is decreasing. So that's one thing. Having said that, okay, you missed that opportunity. That's fine because you follow the rules. I'm particularly looking at that uh, doji just before the entry of your trade. Yeah.
this one.
So of course. I don't know what time it is, and if there were some news or something there. I'm not sure.
That is 10 o'clock. Um,
Right.
yeah, 10 o'clock on Monday evening.
There might have been some news. If there were some news, it doesn't really matter. But if we were not news, that would be a pretty interesting sign because the market tried a rally and it was immediately panicked. And so usually when you have something like this, the next move is down.
Yeah,
And so that would have been a legitimate trade. And with this, again, uh, following the rules and following the technical analysis, you should have got in. You know, however, that with this particular system, the more you wait, um, once you have the signal, the less likely it is that the, the signal is going to be the right one.
yeah,
Now, the other thing I want to point out is the reversal, because at that point you actually have a buy signal.
yeah,
So you don't really want to be short when you have a buy signal. So I would have actually, you know, you have two or three dojis there.
yeah,
I would have actually entered just after those, or after the big doji. But if the doji was on news, I would the big one. I would disregard it.
yeah. I'm not sure why that doji was there. Actually,
Okay.
I could probably find out. Um, but the reason why I'm still short is that I was looking actually at this doji for um, extra protection. So I moved my stop from here to
Yeah.
here instead of closing the position entirely.
Yeah.
Um, this is just something that I've kind of built into the rule. So if the signal changes from buy to long or buy to sell or vice versa, then if you're only a few if you're near break even, then yeah, get out. And then if the signal changes, you can
Yeah.
get back in. But if you're already offside, more than half hour, then just put it behind somewhere, and then if
which
we
i-
get a follow
which is,
through,
which
we
is the
enter
right
long.
thing to do.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the right thing to do. But you should have a buy order there, reverse buy.
I do. I
All
do.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
This is a long and this is a stop.
looking at that level there where you have the stop entry
Yeah.
on long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, you know that's a tricky point because if you look back, there's quite a lot of action at that particular level.
Yeah. So kind of like this.
There, go back, there, go back, there, go back, there, and go back.
It's a bit of a mess.
Yeah. So it looks as if that particular level is not a very good level to get in.
Yeah. So would you say that maybe wait until up here? I mean, you still got enough room to test
Yeah.
these kind of areas,
Yeah.
and you also miss out on what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just oh, okay. I'll have to do this again. It'll take me
Yeah.
a while because I've got 4 orders placed at the moment. Gold.
Ah,
Um,
look at this chart. It's unbelievable.
well, this is a good example of what we just talked about here because this is where you get the sell signal, and there's something obviously here as well. So instead of entering on a break of like this support levels here, because of this, I decided to wait until down here with the stop
Yeah.
up here somewhere. Now with hindsight, it's probably better that if I would have entered here, because maybe your stop was around here, you would have almost got there to first target.
Yeah.
Probably would have been a little bit short actually. Um, so yeah, this is just another example of how two traders would
Well,
trade things differently.
you
I
see,
wanted to wait for this to clear.
yeah, you know what you're doing, and you know what. I mean, it seems to me that you are really looking at is there a good chance that I have a one-to-one, and you are acting on the basis of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so this will be an information that you give to your system, and say, okay, uh, I'm looking at everything, but the most important thing, well, one of the important thing for me is that it has to make sense on a one-to-one basis. So that's a constraint of the system that you put down there. Okay,
Yeah.
which is fine. And if you use it consistently and you tested it with this kind of thing, that's brilliant. If you are taking a little bit of a sort of different approach and look purely at price action,
Yeah.
um, then you might have seen that that level where you have the two green lines there um, is a pretty important level, and that's a level where probably the market will test. And so if you take the 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 last high and these two lines, this is a range. And if you take the trades in the middle of the range to test the bottom of the range, it would have been a perfect trade.
Yeah.
However, it wouldn't have probably been a sort of one-to-one that you're looking for. So according to your rules, you did well there, waiting for the system to go in a place where you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Uh, Once again, by doing so, you see that you enter when the signal is quite late.
Yeah.
And we talked about that just a minute ago.
Yeah. Well, the
Um,
signal kind of there's two parts of it. It
yeah,
actually you lose it by there. So and also these kind of moving averages are a flat.
yeah,
You can see they're like yellow.
yeah,
So there's been a few cases where I've put the entry on the bear with me 2 seconds. Um, there's been a few times where I put the entry below here and immediately
oh yeah,
you just
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah,
trapped. And so I wanted to give a little bit of extra protection for these
yeah,
real tight little ranges, which I really don't like to trade.
yeah.
To me, the real range is is like this.
Uh-huh.
So
So that
that's
that
I
that's
wanted to
that
wait.
that's
Sorry, I wanted
that's
to
the
wait for
correct
this
way.
low to be broken, and you can see that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the correct way.
and now we're actually getting a retest
Yeah,
of the range. So I'll see if I'm reading the market right or not.
yeah.
Um, cool. Do you want to say anything more on this one?
No, it it it's a very strange move. Gold has been
This
behaving
one.
quite strangely, and in general, volumes are really really very low. So I don't think we are in kind of normal circumstances.
Yeah.
So if you have tested your system in normal circumstances, you, you have to be very careful because statistically these are not normal circumstances. So you might have more losses than you would expect.
Yeah.
But we are testing systems over years. If this period will last another year, well, maybe we'll have to look at something else. But if it just passes, we should be on the safe side of statistics,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah. Good. Makes sense. Let me just